Guys, MTG Game State. We're here back after PAX East. I went to the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy reveal panel. Had to follow up after MagicCon Chicago. Was too fired up not to. So this is going to be more so catching up with what I saw at the panel and at PAX, my own little sights and sounds, and then my top 4 cards for the Final Fantasy X Magic set coming up, what to look for. So, without further ado, your boy got a haircut. Had to do it to him. Had to stunt on you guys. Can't be gross and ugly forever, right? So, I wanted to get into just the PAX panel. It was really cool going to... Over there, you'll see in the background, they're having us posed with some Final Fantasy items, paraphernalia. And they had some jumbo preview cards to hype us up over on the Magic booth at PAX East. And I got there right away, right when doors opened pretty much, and we were able to line up into the whole convention center. So it was pretty sleepy in the morning, which was a good time to get over to this booth because we got to fuck around, get in line, get photos taken right away. That's me cheesing. And it was just finally we're getting closer. I didn't expect them to put these like jumbo cards here and all that, so it's just really cool to cheese up with them. But we're finally getting closer to the reveals. This is the convention floor. Like I said, the PAX floor was crazy. This is just from like somewhere near on an escalator on the way to this MTG panel, which is pretty awesome, honestly. So this is the panel we got there. It was packed right away in the middle row. But I love the epicness and the Final Fantasy tongue-in-cheek stuff that they added in for us. So all this will be my videos. So we got some of the intros. Sorry, I got like 5,000 things in front of my face. I just wanted to get some of the intros of all the guys of the panel. It was really cool, literally cool as hell to be here.
Thank you. Gavin, what's your favorite Final Fantasy?
Well, that would be Final Fantasy 9.
I went crazy when Gavin said Final Fantasy 9. I don't know why some of these cut out. So that was Zakil. I missed him. He I think said his favorite was Final Fantasy 10. And we all went crazy when he said that. So it was like 8. His favorite game is Final Fantasy 8. Gavin's is 9. Zakil's was 10. Then this gentleman's gonna come out and say what his favorite game is.
Here we go, the big question everyone's waiting for. What is your favorite Final Fantasy?
Like Zakil, it was Final Fantasy 10 too.
Oh, damn. 10-2. And then we got one more. Magic the Gathering lead designer coming on out. So it's just really cool getting these guys cheesing with Ben Starr. I like the chemistry that was going on. Felt like it was kind of also improv a bit as far as like responsibilities of hosts and all that. So they're all kind of just bouncing around, keeping the event moving.
I'm ready to tell you that my personal favorite Final Fantasy game is none other than Final Fantasy 4.
I love that guy was cheesing up so hard. That was so funny. So we got into the reveals. Got to see some of the final bosses of Final Fantasy on their cards, which is really cool. The Wizard's staffs, the Black Mage's rods, the job select cards, I think are going to be really hyped. There's 2 types. There's the ones from Final Fantasy 1, and then I think the job select cards from Final Fantasy 14 online.
Doctor Who, and of course, Final Fantasy. Joining us on video, it's Stephanie Chun.
Oh, this is Stephanie Chun, another designer, which was really great to hear from her. She was pushed in every once in a while for the panel for some commentary.
I was already obsessed with their iconic character designs. It was influence on my own journey as an artist and deepened my love for video games. So I think you'll all agree that I wouldn't be
Yeah, this set's stacked.
art of the legendary Yoshitaka Amano.
Guys, stay hydrated if you can.
Talent than his original Cloud Sea Gin. This incredible
This, the Cloud Seed Gin is going to be the special guest cards.
minimal distractions from mechanics and text. You can really immerse yourself in
Stay hydrated for the segment, guys. Come on.
Amano's smart baking and masterful washes of paint.
So that was really cool. They're gonna have Yoshitaka Amano doing all the art for the special guest cards on this set, which are just gonna be reskinned cards with dope art. So again, we're gonna have this is a special guest card as well as the special insert, whereas this will just be the normal base print, I guess, for Fury and Swordmaster. Or I'm sorry, Fury and Swordmaster has a reskin special guest, but then in the Final Fantasy set, he has his own card. That's how stacked this set is. They have reskins plus original cards. And if you guys have the PlayStation 1 game, this guy's on the cover for the Final Fantasy 1 and 2 PlayStation 1 game. Communing with Beavers was a card I'm pretty hyped on. Everyone was goofing on this card. They're like, can't believe we can even make a card like this. So these are just some of the reveals. All the crystals from Final Fantasy, if you're a fan of the crystals, you know about that, the series. They're all going to have their own individual rare, which I think is, again, stacked. And I think each color will give you one less cost on the color, and then does some big ability. They're stressing that everything that's rare or it has like a place in Final Fantasy's lore is like a signpost, you know, like they do in Magic cards, will get its own like big effect. Whereas some things will just be like kind of tongue-in-cheek stuff, like the town where you get to sleep and rest, get 2 life, comes in untapped. And then during your turn, we got Kain has flying, he has jump, 3-drop. This guy's an iconic guy from Final Fantasy IV. When he deals combat damage to a player, the player gains control of Kain. If they do, you draw that many cards, create that many tapped treasure tokens, then lose that much life. And they're saying that Kain was a hard design to try to make. Why he does what he does is kind of to represent a lot of the in-game flavor, where he's on your team and then he defects against you to get gemstones. And that's what they're saying they did that for. This was kind of more so, one of the head designers was like, hey, can we do this? Do you mind? And the lead designers were like, okay, yeah, we got this. So it was just cool hearing them talk about their design choices for the cards and what was going on. Birds in green is crazy for me. Birds in green is crazy for me, but I digress. The Chocobo cards are going to be really desirable. The summon cards in rare are intense, not only just for the art alone, but the effects you'll get off of them, or even just the flip cards that when they turn into summons. So Terra Magical Adept is on my watch list for sure. It's a 3-drop in Gruul 4/2. When ETBs mill 5 cards, put up to 1 enchantment, milled this way into your hand, and then you could turn their trance ability on for 6. It's 4 red and a green, and then tap. Exile, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. It'll come back as a Saga creature, which is crazy. You'll get its first 3 abilities there, and then you'll get Esper mana on top of Gruul. So it's kind of weird because it's like, what are we gonna build with this? I don't really know. Might be good in 5-color decks. So I'm gonna try to break it. Oh, then we got some artists from Final Fantasy games as well. This is the guy who did Kefka back in the day. Yeah, to get this whole set is gonna be tough, collecting everything. Similar to Lord of the Rings, I feel.
狂った色、いろんな色が入った方がいいんじゃないかなってイメージみたいなぼやっとしたことがあってそれを形にしていく、その行為が楽しいというか、まずその通常。
So yeah, just wanted to get them blurry picture. Kefka Court Mage is something I'm really looking forward to. He's got interesting ability, and there's gonna be cards, guys. If you notice, flip cards with human creature type. We're gonna get into that. But keep an eye out on that, guys. Also, we had AEW's names escaping me right now. Sorry, Kenny Omega, Mr. Kenny Omega. Sorry, sir, I'll never forget your name, sir. Please forgive me. It was a long day. Kenny Omega was there, and he was all there at PAX East the whole time. I guess he's a gamer. He's a really fun guy, to be honest. He had good energy. He felt like he was one of the guys. I think he should do more Magic the Gathering stuff. I'm not even gonna lie. Kenny, if you're listening to this and you need some jobs, Wizards of the Coast. Not that you need it, because you're kind of a world champion, but Wizards of the Coast seems like they could use you. His energy was really good, and just there's Talia Vest was there, and Kenny Omega, and we were doing like a game where everyone got in line, did like a question-answer game. It's kind of like Price is Right. It was really cool. And then Gavin and this guy, they're both just like going at it on the hosts, being the master of ceremonies with their little ego battle. I thought it was really funny. Ben Starr needs to get on the Final Fantasy, or needs to get on the Magic the Gathering talent like design team as well, because they all had such a great energy together. Felt like they were the bros and they kind of knew what to do. I love that playful, hey, who's running the show here type shit. They're all tossing that around between all four of them. I like that. Traveling Chocobo. We got some Chocobo reveals. Obviously, can't be a Final Fantasy set without a Chocobo. Look at the top card of your library at any time. You can play lands and cast bird spells from the top of your library, but it's in green, so I don't get it. If a land or a bird you control entering the battlefield causes trigger ability to happen, happens at additional time. This card's going to go pretty big, I think. Keep your eye out on it. 3 drops, pretty low-cost entry in green, in my opinion. And then you'll have the Chocobo. So the Traveling Chocobo will have the collector boosters, treatments. Gotta find them, gotta catch them all. Neon prints, obviously. Couldn't be a set without them. And then there'll be the only available in English collector boosters. The chase card will be Traveling Chocobo full art in gold. And then everything else was just Final Fantasy from here on down. I like the full art, extended art cards are going to be really worth collecting. And if you don't know what character or game's from, they'll be telling you right there. Learn your Roman numerals on the bottom left of the card. Sephiroth was awesome. They got to talk to the Sephiroth artist about this and how he was excited to be into this, be involved with this. If I can get a poster of the very far left image, I'd love that. So yeah, I don't know, everything Final Fantasy, like what more do you want from me guys? I could go through this whole thing. There's so much to do. And these guys went through all 16 games in order in the panel. So it was a tough panel. It was like a 2-hour panel almost, I feel like. Maybe an hour and a half. Name a card, we got it. There's just some things I wanted to really, really focus on. I want to get to it if things aren't blurry. First off, the Imperial City of Arcades, this art they're saying specifically was something that they mentioned that this art brought the Final Fantasy design team together from like all of history, and that this is a very important art card, okay? So I don't know, look out for that. Has some history on that. Some of the cards have their own little stories of why they got there and what art was chosen and what for. I just appreciated that. The panel was the only place you ever got to see this kind of stuff. And the video will be in the description of this video on the YouTube if you guys want to watch the panel back. It is on the Magic the Gathering YouTube page and Twitch channel. So this is what I wanted to talk about. We have Summon Primal Odin. This guy is going to be a problem. They wanted to give, again, Final Fantasy cards big, nasty effects that were relative to their story like effects and what they were doing in the flavor there. So his second ability, Zantenkutsun, which is a hard ability to live from anyways. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. I think this card is going to be auto-include in anything enchantments, anything, what's his name? Tom Bombadil. He's going to really need this card. It's going to be a good piece. If there's a way where you could skip ahead and get to the second abilities with this card, I think there's a Doctor Who that lets you do that. This card will be a big hitter. So it's a Saga Knight. Comes in, destroy target creature controls. Second ability, target player loses the game if he does combat damage to that player. And then third ability, if you lived, draw 2 cards, each player loses 2 life. So I thought that was cool. They were really geeking about that card specifically and how things had, like Gavin was cheesing. All the design bros were cheesing. They were like, yeah, you didn't think we were going to do that on a Magic card, did you? So I thought that was really cool. Again, I'm not going to stop too much. We're going to see so much spoilers. If you already have seen this, today is the 17th. This video will be dropping on Monday, the 19th. So you've already seen everything Final Fantasy Magic at this point. Oh yeah, Ben Starr was wearing all things Final Fantasy 16 under. Back into the finance portion of the segment, MTG Game State, without further ado. Crazy that we had some crashing situations happen, but it's going to happen. I want to get into cards that I think are going to be good for Final Fantasy Magic set. Things that I think you probably already own or might not be aware of. So a card that I thought was really interesting to see going up in price was Escape the Wilds. It's a card I need to put back in my Lord Windgrace Land Destroy deck. Not the extended art, but I wanted to go over the Throne of Eldraine print is going to go up because all the commander prints are going up to like $5, I'm noticing. So our commander Outlaws of Thunder Junction's going for about $6. Mark is probably buying for about $5. Same with our pre-release cards going up to $3. everything on this card is just going up in my opinion. Okay, and I noticed that from the Commander printing, so I wanted to just highlight the original base set from from Throne of Eldraine. This is a 5-drop sorcery card. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may play lands exiled this way until the end of your next turn. You may play an additional land this turn. So, good for anything landfall, anything that's going to want playing extra lands. This card is going to be good in Final Fantasy. That's Tifa, it looks like, and maybe some other stuff. Might have missed my radar. We'll obviously, in hindsight, know about later. But this card has always done me work. It's good for just milling yourself in or at least, even if you don't get into grave, because these are exiled, just good for getting ahead of and getting the lands back for having your cards in exile. Market is buying at 36 cents on the original printing. Average listing on TCGplayer is 57 cents. But your Commander's printings, Baldur's Gate for some reason 70 cents. Your Thunder Junction print, whatever reason, market's buying at $7. Average listing $6. I think this could be a buyout just on some things, or TCGplayer's just got some low prints listed on there, so that's just what they're averaging. But again, I'd say this could be $1 rare, some bulk stuff, but still nothing to snub your nose at. Next is a returning card, actually, that we've already talked about from the Fallout set, Universes Beyond, early on when they first came out. This is a card I always knew was going to do something. It was only a matter of time because they're printing a lot of equipment in the Magic sets as they kept dropping them. Something that when I started Magic cards wasn't always the case. Voltron used to only be just your sword cycle of X and X, and that was it. Now Voltron's like going crazy with other things. So inventory management is a red and a white, split second. That means nothing can be interacted with it as long as it's on the stack. It's got priority at all times. For each aura and equipment you control, you may attach it to a target creature you control. So everything you got in the field, just throw out onto one creature. Average listing on TCGplayer, $7.69. Market's buying for about $6.69. So I'd say around $7 to $8 on this card. Average is what you're going to get. And it's just really good. It's got split second. It'll be able to help one of your creatures get equipped right away without paying all the multiple equip costs or finding some workaround. It's going to be good for your Buster Sword that just dropped in Final Fantasy. I know you guys saw it. That's where my head was going for it. So I wanted to get on it. And I feel like everyone's going to be talking about this card just for Final Fantasy and the news and all that. But hey, it's a really good card. And if you can get the funny Fallout style art, that's even better. But if not, either way, I think this is going to be even a $10 rare. Like seriously, because of Commander. So moving on for number 3, I wanted to switch gears into, this is a Pauper Commander banger and that I've seen this on, but this is shooting the hell up in price. Time Spiral's Ophidian Eye. This is a 3-drop blue enchantment aura with flash. You can cast it anytime you could an instant. Enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. So anything with ping, like your Gutter Snipe, this is going to go crazy. You can get unlimited combos with this right away. Average listing on TCGplayer is $7.98 up to $8. Market's buying damn near at $10, $9.93, which is pretty nuts. If we look on Card Kingdom, you probably can't even buy this card right now off of them. Usually cards on Card Kingdom, when their affiliate code MTG stocks applied, let's go. Usually when cards are going up in price, they don't usually have it stocked up on the trending. But there's really, I don't see any decks. It's in the list for, I believe this should be the list or Mystery Boosters 1. Forget. But it's a Pauper Commander banger. I bet you this has something to do with Final Fantasy. Don't know which card, so that's why I wanted to put it on my list of cards to look out for the set. Anyone who knows in the Twitch, let me know, or on the YouTube channel, let me know in the comments, either way. So Ophidian Eye, number 3. And then number 4, honorable mention, and this feels, I hate bringing up cards that everyone's going to talk about, that MTG Stocks obviously is going to write an article about, or Heroes and Legends will bring up. I try to find my own, shout out to them too, they're my heroes, but I try to find my own niche things to talk about, so it's not like flooding the informational space with stuff that you already know from all the other channels. I want to bring up my own style. And I'm known as the werewolf player in my circles. I love werewolf cards. Moon Mist was one of the cards I had early on because guess what? It's a 2-drop green instant. It's a fog spell. Transform all humans. Back when I was saying with that Kefka card, with any of your Final Fantasy flip cards that are humans, boom, he's going to transform them right away. It's going to require you to play in green though. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn by creatures other than werewolves and wolves. And there is a card that flips into a werewolf, which is kind of funny. I think it's Zack, maybe. He turns into a mono black wolf or werewolf. So this card shooting up in price because it's a meme, in my opinion. It's locked in green, and all the cards that would transform, like Sephiroth and Kefka, are not in green. So market's buying at $3.36 on TCGplayer. Average listing there is about $4. This could maybe be a $5 rare, but I think people are just buying this is a common. People are going to buy this the fuck out, and it's going to shoot back down. Watch. I don't think it's going to be any more than $1. We get to $2 on this card 5 months from now, we've completely lost our way as a community of Magic the Gathering players and investors. So, got a list reprint though, so that does tend to make it tie to a deeper price because it's on like a special premium print. But I'm not gonna let that one really dominate this card's price. Again, I'm gonna say 3 to 5 months from now, this card's still gonna be $1, and even then, probably lower than that. But because it's gonna be good and synergistic with the broken Final Fantasy cards, and we're talking Commander format, maybe even Legacy format, we'll see. And it is a fog spell. Fog spells are usually good. Again, we'll see, but only time will tell on that. This is an honorable mention, sounding the alarm on Moon Mist. You're probably hearing about it from all the other channels as well, so it is what it is on that front. So that's my final thoughts on that. Today, again, is the 17th of May. You will find today's episode cut from the VOD on Monday, May 19th. But if you want to watch just the full Twitch VOD of the full stream back with the market finance information, the YouTube will be posted on Sunday, the 18th. So you get a couple different ways of how you want to watch the MTG Game State. You want to find it in the timestamps from the VOD on the YouTube, go ahead. You want to just watch the dedicated segment dropping on Monday for when you got to take a poop, have an excuse to bullshit at work. I got you for that one too. Just let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next one.